Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I have to admit that when it comes to ghost hunting, when it comes to the paranormal, I'm a really big skeptic because I kind of believe that death is death. It's game over. There's nothing afterwards. And I go on these ghost hunts and I go on these paranormal investigations simply because I don't know that I'm right. And I kind of feel like if I see something unexplainable, if I see an apparition, well, that may prove to me that I'm wrong about what I think, and it might put my life in a whole new perspective, that there is, in fact, something after death. So a couple of years ago, I went on a paranormal investigation of what is reportedly the most haunted house in New York State, the Hinsdale House, also known as the Dandy House, and I'll get into that history in just a little bit. But my friend Crystal, who is a paranormal investigator, invited me on this investigation of this house. And what we captured, well, to this day, I still can't explain what we captured. So take a look at this video, and after you're done, in the comment section below, let me know if you think that we actually did catch something strange. Did we actually catch something paranormal, both on audio and video? You really can't understand a place unless you have the context of its history. But if a house could be evil, then this is that house. As far back as the mid-1700s, this land has known nothing but murder, massacres, and death. Allegheny mound builders who inhabited this land were extinguished by other tribes traveling to northeastern America, and following that, the Erie people also fell victim to genocide by the Iroquois. But in 1853, two brothers purchased property from Charles Everts, who was thought to have built this house that still stands today. He opened it as an inn, and that inn was known as the Hinsdale House. The brothers were only known to history as Ian and Richard. The last name of these two very evil brothers remains unknown or is in dispute. Ian and Richard were rapists. They were thieves, using the Hinsdale House to trap their victims. Many travelers of the time heading west from New York City stopped at the inn for the night. Most never left, and those who flaunted their wealth was almost guaranteed a death warrant. It has been well documented that the bodies of their victims were buried either in the cellar or in the hills behind the house. Or, some reports say that in the winter, they were simply stored in the attic of the house until the ground thawed. The hills around the house are said to hold the graves of countless victims, leading many to believe that the Hinsdale House may very well be the most haunted house in the state of New York. In the early 1970s, Clara and Phil Dandy moved into the house along with their children, and that's where the first hauntings were recorded here. The activity became so frequent and so menacing that they called Father Alphonsus, a priest from St. Bonaventure University, for help. The priest performed an exorcism on April 13, 1974. It was documented that the house started shaking, and it sounded like a crying noise, a screaming noise coming out of the windows. The exorcism, of course, did not work, and the family abandoned the house shortly after. It's been sitting here on this cursed land, still decorated as the family left it, still with their belongings left inside. Although recently, the house has been purchased and turned into a haunted Airbnb, but when we were there investigating, it remained just as it had been for the last few decades. Our investigation began on the second floor.
Alright, so we are recording.
Okay.
This is Crystal and Dave in the Hinsdale House in Laura's room.
Laura's room.
Alright, Laura, if you're in here, can you turn on the flashlight for me? If anybody's in here with us, can you turn on the flashlight? What's your name? How old are you? Do you know where you are? If you light up the device, I'll sing you a song. You don't want me to sing to you? And you move that doll right there. Make her turn her head or something. And what would you do if it did turn its head?
Film it.
Crystal and Dave upstairs in the Hinsdale House in the main
It's very cold in here. We're losing battery power. This battery was fully charged.
If you're in here, make a noise for us. Want to do this room or this room next?
Let's do the interior room. This is the closet that everybody says
Right.
is a freak
We can go
fest.
in there too. If there's anybody in here with me, you can turn on the flashlight. We'll walk up to the device with the green light and make it change colors. It'll go yellow and orange and red. Can you turn the flashlight on for me? Don't be shy. There's only 2 of us in here. Not no big scary crowd.
It's okay if you want to talk to us.
Can you make a loud bang for me? You can come in here and sit down with us. Come hang out and talk with us. Wait, the light. The flashlight. If that's you, can you turn on the flashlight again so we know that you're here? You can do it. Just get real close to it. And it'll turn on. Come on, you can do something. Make Dave a believer. He doesn't think you're real. So we gotta prove to him that you're real. Wait, flashlight's on.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I'm not picking up anything with the grid light. You turn on the light? You don't have to, but I'd like you to. Okay. You don't have to. Maybe the truth is that spirits, who are caught between the 2 planes of existence, if that's what ghosts really are, simply aren't physically able to manipulate objects no matter how much they try. Maybe they have no control over if they can appear in our plane of existence, and well, maybe being asked to is frustrating to them. Or maybe they just don't want to. Maybe they feel as if they don't have to prove they are really there. I mean, how many times do we go up to the living and ask them to prove if they are really there? So I try to talk to them as I would any living person. I tell them how I would really like to talk to them, hear their stories, and if they choose to respond, that's great. But I never expect them to do so, because again, I'm not entirely sure there's actually something there. And while we spent most of the night here, truth is, we were getting bored. Nothing was happening. No one was responding to our invites to talk. It was freezing cold, and so we decided to call it a night. And we thought we were leaving empty-handed, until Crystal messaged me a couple of days later with this.
Hey Dave, so here is a clip from the first session when we were upstairs in the main bedroom. I think you say something like, I want to talk to you. And right after that, around 15 minutes and I think it was 17 or 18 seconds, you hear what kind of sounds like a growl. So hopefully this picks it up and you can hear it good, and let me know if you think it is your stomach or not. Okay, let's see.
I'd like to talk to you. Did you catch that? I'll play it again with the volume turned up. I'd like to talk to you.
Alright, I'll do it one more time.
To you. We never heard that in real time while we were there. Whatever it is, I must have listened to that recording 50 times trying to figure out what that was. That was not my stomach. It was not a chair creaking. It wasn't the house settling. That was an organic sound that was made by someone or something. And if that isn't odd enough, that wasn't just a random noise. That growl was a direct response to me. I said I'd like to talk to you, and something directly responded to me. After Crystal sent this to me, I thought there was no way to test if this was real, having only one recording of it, and that's when it hit me. If by chance I was recording with the video camera, could the audio on the video camera have picked up the growl as well? And if so, could that validate this sound as authentic? I went back through the footage, and sure enough, I found the footage from that moment. I'd like to talk to you. It was there. I'd like to talk to you. We captured an EVP on both the digital recorder and on the camera audio. I'd like to talk to you. Two separate recordings of the same sound, a growl, that neither of us heard in real time, but there's no denying that it's here, it's audible, and it actually happened. And if that wasn't odd enough, when I went back to look at the footage, I noticed something caught on camera. At the exact time that we captured the EVP of that growling sound, something moved across the frame in the grid light. I capture an orb moving across the frame. A grid light basically projects a dotted pattern across the wall, making it easier to detect movement that, well, can't be seen with just a flashlight. And if a shape was moving across the room, the light wouldn't follow it. But here, slowed down, you can definitely see that there is something moving across the room, again, at the same time that we recorded that EVP. The only question now is, what was that? So, what was it? I'd love to get your take in the comments below. Do you think that we actually did capture something paranormal on audio and video? It was subtle, but there's no denying that something may have been there. Again, comment below, let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you think that ghost hunting is real. So guys, Halloween is in 2 days. I hope you guys all have a happy Halloween. There's lots more strange adventures coming up, so do all the things. Hit that subscribe button when you do hit that bell so you never miss a strange upload. Give this video a like, and guys, until the next strange adventure, embrace your strange and rattle on.